there was one question I really wanted to start with. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And that was from Ben Holmes, and he's asking about the glowworms. So on Facebook, Ben Holmes sent me a message and said, hey, we are not going to the Waitomo Caves during our trip to New Zealand. And what is the next best place to see glowworms? All right.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really cool question first, because everybody think like glowworms, Waitomo.
Yeah, exactly.
Glowworms, Waitomo. So yes, Waitomo is probably the most popular places to go see the glowworms, and there is a lot of different experiences that you can have. And the reason why I'm going to go through those experiences is because a lot of other places we're going to mention are only going to have one or the other of the experiences. So to see the glowworms in Waitomo, you can go onto just a tour, which is kind of a cave tour. You go around the caves, you walk around with a guide that tell you the local legends surrounding the cave. They tell you also about the life cycle of the glowworms, about all the different features you see on the cave, and then you go in a very dark cave where you see this constellation of glowworms. There is one part where you go on the boat, and on that boat, while you move around the very dark cave, your guide will be singing local Maori songs, as well as telling you a little bit more about what you're seeing, which are those constellation of amazing glowworms. And the other way to see the glowworms is to do black water rafting, which is kind of caving. You go through a massive cave network, you climb waterfall, you jump waterfall, you squeeze your way through narrow passages and all of that. And alongside the way, you're going to get to see some glowworms as well. So that's the two kind of way to get to see glowworms in Waitomo, and they're both really awesome. Obviously, we have preferences, like we've been more adventurous, so I think the both of us will say we prefer the crazy blackwater rafting.
Yeah.
But there is different experiences. Now, with that in mind, Waitomo is not the only place where you can see the glowworms in New Zealand. And Laura, do you want to get us through a few of the places you can see glowworms?
Yeah, sure. So probably the next famous place to go see glowworms in New Zealand is in the South Island in a little town called Te Anau, which is actually just on the way to Milford Sound. So why not go see the glowworms as well? So in Te Anau, they have the Te Anau Glowworm Caves. That's just what they're called. And you can join a tour where you jump on a boat and it takes you across Lake Te Anau, where there's a little bit of a cave network at the other side. And in there, you get to do a walking tour through the caves, seeing a few awesome formations of the caves along the way and getting some close-up views of the glowworms before actually going into a little boat to float around a really small pool where it's pitch black, and right above you are loads of glowworms. So that's quite similar to the walking tours in Waitomo, and actually going on the boat as well. So that's another really awesome option in the South Island.
Yeah, so another great place to go see the glowworms on the North Island, actually, this one is Lake McLaren. So that's really close to the town of Tauranga, and it's another night experience, but this one includes kayaking as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah, can you pass me the list?
Oh, I thought you could
okay.
talk about this one, because we've done a video about it.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys can check. So basically, this is an evening tour, so you have a little bit of a lunch, so we have a dinner, snacks. Then everybody goes onto kayaks. This is 2 people kayak, so if you go with a friend or with your partner, it's really cool to go together. And then you go and you kayak your way across the lake. It's about, like I say, about 20 minutes kayaking. No, it's really short.
Yeah.
And then you arrive in the middle of a beautiful canyon. Now, in this canyon, as soon as it becomes dark, there is a lot of glowworms all around. So you're basically kayaking yourself under a sea of glowworm. It's quite exceptional. It's quite cool. And it's a great way to see those glowworms for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so
next one.
I was just going to say, so for both those experiences, we have actually got videos on what those experiences are like. So make sure to check out in the description after this video to see, to compare those activities. So another option is in the South Island again at the Paparoa National Park, and near the town of Charleston, there's a glowworm cave tour, very similar to the blackwater rafting and tubing that you can do in Waitomo. But yeah, you can actually do this in the South Island, basically doing blackwater rafting. And so that does mix some caving and adventure, and also with seeing glowworms. So that's a really awesome place and another alternative to go and see more glowworms. But again, on the North Island, if you're looking for somewhere else to see glowworms, you can go to the Bay of Islands to a place called the Kawiti Caves. And this is another walking tour. It's quite a short walking tour, but it is a really amazing cave with absolutely loads of glowworms to see. And this is also a Maori tour, so you actually get a bit of that cultural element with it as well. You get to hear about some of the local Maori legends surrounding the caves, and also get to learn all about the life cycle of the glowworms and all that good stuff as well.
The next place where you can see the glowworms in New Zealand is on Lake Karapiro, which is again on the North Island. You notice a trend right here. There is a few more places where you can see the glowworms on the North Island. So Lake Karapiro is really cool, very similar to what I was talking about Lake McLaren. You basically jump on the kayak and you kayak across the lake, and then you arrive in the canyon where you get to see the glowworms. Now the slight difference is that the lake is slightly bit bigger, so you're going to get more kayaking. Weirdly enough, there's a bit of current in the lake, so you kind of have you kayaking against the current at the beginning. It's quite cool. I personally really like the way back because you kind of kayak in the dark on the massive lake. It's very eerie as a feeling for sure. And so with this one, so you go through the canyon actually while it is still daylight, and then you stop at a small kind of anchoring area, basically in the middle of the canyon. You hop off the boat, the kayak. You usually have a bit of a snack and you wait for it to be dark, and then you float your way out of the canyon. So this is where the current is really handy because you don't have to paddle. You float your way through the canyon and seeing the glowworms, and then make your way across the lake. So now in Lake Karapiro, you will see a little bit less glowworms than in Lake McLaren, that's for sure. But the experience is really cool as well. So it's another really great place to go see the glowworms on the North Island of New Zealand.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go for one final place to see the glowworms. Obviously, there's absolutely loads of places, and we will be linking up to a few articles listing all those places. But the final one to note is actually a free glowworm cave. So it's like a cave which anyone can access. It's on a public walking track. And this is the Waipu Caves, just south of Whangarei in the Northland region of the North Island. And here there's a little walking track to get to the caves, and then pretty much straight away, if you look up, you can see little clusters of glowworms in the really dark areas of the caves. So that's another really awesome option. And yeah, there's actually quite a lot of places where you can just see glowworms for free. So there's loads of different options.
So now what we're going to do for you guys is that we're actually going to be putting some links in the description below with heaps of articles about the glowworms in New Zealand, including all those locations, a little bit more information on how to get there. So the links are going to be in the description below. And on top of that, we've been to a lot of those places and we have a lot of videos about those. So we'll put a few cheeky links to some extra videos because they're definitely worth watching. In the meantime, we'll get back to the live chat.